Good morning, my friends. Hey, look, today is day 4, and we're talking about a song that is going to require a much longer video. There's a lot of backstory to this one from several different angles. Today's song that we're talking about is Dive. And as you guys know, I have released 2 versions of this song. I released the demo version, which is kind of the way that I wrote it initially, in the very 90s Alan Jackson kind of groove. And so originally when I demoed this song, it was going to come at you like this. Well, as you know, it came out like this. The what we like to call the Punktry version. So this song originated when I was on my way home from work one day, and some buddies of mine and I had a group chat, and one of them was talking about a job opportunity, and we were all kind of going back and forth. He was giving us the pros and cons, and at some point I said, man, you just gotta dive in. Like, it sounds good, you just gotta dive in and go for it. And yeah, you know, all the things that you're listing as obstacles, like, you'll work through it. Go for it. And immediately that sparked this thought process, and I began writing this song. This song, Dive, although it initiated from a comment that I made to him, is really lyrically very much about myself. First verse of this song, just talking about a job and working hard enough that your boss sees something in you to give you the next opportunity. I wrote this song, I'm gonna guess that I probably wrote this song in 2018 or 19. And oddly enough, the first verse of this song, that boss that saw something in me to give me a job opportunity all the way back in 2005 is now once again my boss that I work for right now. And love that dude. That's an honest story. Literally, when I started in the construction business, it was a college. I was in between college semesters and needed a job. Got this job. I was sweeping floors and, you know, just a laborer. Learned, listened, learned, tried, failed, learned, listened, learned, and eventually progressed into the project management job that I have now. So 21 years ago, 21 years and a couple months, my current boss hired me for the first time. This is now the 3rd time that I have worked for him and a couple other friends of mine that I work with. True story. Verse 2, also true. I did go to New York. And that was based off of some MTV stuff. And then I did go to California. And lived in both places briefly before coming back to Maryland. Verse 2, also true. The moral of this story is you got to take risks. If there's something that you want, you got to chase it. You got to go after it. And there's always going to be obstacles. Even if you don't take the risky one and you think you're playing it safe, you're still going to run into obstacles. So you just got to dive. Dive in the deep end. The only way to learn how to swim is to dive in the deep end. So I mentioned 2 different versions of this song. I have the country one, the way I originally wrote it, demoed it, the way I heard it in my head, and we have this pop Punktry one that you guys have listened to far more often. So when I was ready to cut this thing, I knew I wanted to put a twist on it, wanted to do something different to it. And as I mentioned in episode 1, my buddy Ryan Escalopio owns and operates Moosehouse Studios in Baltimore. Ryan was the lead singer and guitar player for a band called Wakefield that I was a big fan of, friends with all those guys. They toured the world for a few years in the early 2000s, crushing it in the pop punk scene. They were in a movie with the Olsen twins called New York Minute. They had another song that was used for Euro Trip. Their song, they did a version of Wild One on there, which is super cool. So when it was time to cut this thing, Ryan and I were talking. JD, the guitar player from Wakefield, came in. JD ended up playing all the guitars on the entire EP. I played the drums. Of course, my main man Mo played the bass. Ryan did some backup vocals, did all the producing, all the engineering. And Brian brought in a friend of his to play the B3 organ, which just totally sets everything on another level. I love me some B3. So this song, Dive, is off of the EP Grind, released in 2021. This is obviously the longest origin story episode yet. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned. I'm going to keep one of these coming every day until next Friday, January 24th, when my new single, My Mama Cry, releases everywhere. But you can pre-save it right now. Go look it up. Check it out. Wherever you stream your music, it is there to be pre-saved. Thank you guys so much. Talk to you tomorrow.